Analysis. What do you understand by sensitivity analysis? As we know that once we obtain the optimal solution of a given optimization problem, okay, so there are many situations like suppose this is an objective function, suppose this is profit which is needs to be maximized, right? Subjected to two constraints. One is labor constraint, 2x1 plus 5, 2x plus 5y less than equals to 15, and 4x plus 3y less than equals to 10. This is a labor constraint and this is time constraint. This is our profit. So we apply simple linear programming problem, linear programming method, and we find the optimal solution of for this, means the value of x and y we get. But what happens basically, this is the solution of this a particular problem at this point of time. So today this is the solution, optimal solution, but we cannot say this will be optimal solution after some time, because we know that the market is very fluctuating. Demand may vary and the cost of the product may vary, and labor cost may vary, time may vary. Okay, so what happens, suppose we have got the optimal solution of the variable x and y. So after some time these values may change. So during the formulation it was assumed that the parameters such as demand, equipment capacity, resources consumption, resource availability, etc. are all known with certainty and do not change over time. This was our assumption in linear programming problem. Okay, now we are going to relax this assumption. So in actual practice the market fluctuates, material and labor cost goes up and down, production time changes, and equipment availability varies from time to time. Okay, so it is therefore desirable to study how the current optimal solution change when the parameter of the problem get changed. Parameters means this parameter may change, because the profit for a particular product now is rupees 2 for 1 unit and rupees 3 for product y. This is not possible. So after 1 year the cost of the product may increase and the selling price may increase, so the profit will change, also the labor cost may change, also the time may change. Okay, so this is one concern. Okay, and the second concern is that is this, suppose we have taken wrong parameter. Suppose this was not 2 but we have calculated all the we have find the optimal solution by taking value 2, but later on we came to realize that the value is not 2. So in these pictures sensitivity analysis come into the picture. Okay, so what the sensitivity analysis does, it tries to find the optimal solution over the change of the parameter, okay, for a particular time. So there are various cases of the sensitivity analysis that will be discussed today, and will give the brief introduction about this method. Okay, so sensitivity analysis basically use dual simplex method. So I have already discussed about the dual simplex method, so this will not be difficult for us to carry on. Okay, so here are various cases of the sensitivity analysis. So like the change in the parameters, the change in the parameter can be various. The change in parameter of linear program include, first is change in the right hand side of a constant or availability of resources, means suppose change in the right hand side of the constant. Suppose this 15 is changes to 12, this is first case. 10 is changes to 5, so this is the first constant. This is the first case, change in the right hand side of a constraint or availability of resources bi. So this will be first case that I will be discussing today. Second case is change in the cost or profit coefficient of a cost profit contribution per unit of decision variable Cj. Means suppose the value of this changes 2 and 3. Suppose later on this changes to 3 and 4. So this is the second case. Third case is addition of new variables. Suppose in the objective function, suppose in this objective function we are adding 5z, one new variable full of 3z. So this is the third case. This is very simple. Change in the coefficient of a constant or composition of resources per unit of decision variable Aij. Suppose we are changing this value 2 or 5 or 4 or 3. Okay, so this is the another case. Addition of new constant. Suppose we are adding an additional constraint in the given optimization problem. Deletion of new variable. Suppose we are going to delete a variable from the original problem, and deletion of the constant. We can also delete one constant and to find what is the new optimal solution. So these are the various cases which need to be considered in the sensitivity analysis. But today in the class we are going to take only the first case, means change in the right hand side of the constant or availability of the resource Pi. Okay. So let me take an example to understand this problem. Suppose that an optimal solution to a linear programming problem has already been formed, and it is desired to find the effect of increasing or decreasing some resources. Clearly this will not affect only the objective function but also the solution. Large change in the limiting resource may even change the variable in the solution, since one or more of the current basic variable become negative. Dual simplex method is used to improve infeasibility to get feasible optimal solution. As I have already discussed, what we are going to do is that first a problem will be given, right? We'll find the optimal solution of this. Then according to the problem we will proceed. So this is the given problem. Solve the problem. Maximize z equals to 5x1 plus 12x2 plus 4x3 subjected to x1 plus 2x2 plus x3 less than equals to 5, 2x1 minus x2 plus 3x3 less than equals to 2, and x1, x2 and x3 are positive. Okay. So here we have to solve this problem. Now discuss the effect of the change of the requirement of vector from 5 by 2 to 7 by 2. Here you can see this is 5 and 2. Now this has changed to 7 and 2, means this has been changed. We have to find the optimal solution. Discuss the effect of the changing the requirement of vector from 5 2 to 3 9. We have changed 5 to 3 and 2 to 9. This is the second case. And third case, the third case is which resource should be increased and how much to achieve the best marginal increase in the value of the objective function, right? So this is the question that we are going to proceed for this. So first we need to solve the given optimization problem, find the solution using simplex method, because it's a 3 variable problem. So first let us find the optimal solution of the given programming problem. Okay, so what is the optimal solution? Let me move ahead. So the standard form, we can convert it into the standard form. It will be 5x1 plus 12x2 plus 4x3 plus 0x4 minus mx5, because one constant is of equal to type. So we are going to use BigM method. So this is the standard form. We have convert all the inequality into equalities, right? Now find the initial basic feasible solution. So put x1, x2 and x3 equals to 0 in the constant equation. We will get x4 and x5. The value at x4 and x5 we have got. So Now we have to check it whether this is optimal or not. So just proceed further. So basically this is the table. So here we can see after finding Cj minus Zj, the value become positive. So what is the most positive? As we know that this is a big M method, so 3m will be very large value. So this is the incoming variable, x3 is the incoming variable. So find the ratio, 1 by 5 5 and 3 by 2 2 by 3. So this is the outgoing variable. So here x3 is going to enter and x5 is going to leave, right? Let me proceed further. So this is the next table. Here you can see x3 has entered. Now again find Cj minus Zj. So here 7 by 3, 40 by 3, 0 minus m minus 4 by 3. Again few values are positive. So again this is not an optimal solution. So select the most positive value, which is 40 by 3. So this is incoming variable, x2 is incoming variable. Find the value of theta, it's coming out to be 13 by 7. So this is the outgoing variable, so x4 is the outgoing variable. So after doing all the iteration, we get again the value are not positive or not negative, also value should be negative. This is again 3 by 7. So now x1 is going to enter and find the value theta, and x3 is going to leave. So in the next part you can see here you can see all the value of Cj and Zj are either 0 or negative. So we have achieved the optimal solution. This is the optimal solution. X1 equals to 9 by 5 and x2 is equals to 8 by 5. Okay, so this is our optimal solution for this given problem. Okay, so this was the part A, in which it was asked to solve the problem. So we have solved the problem. So this is the solution. The value of x1 is 9 by 5, the value of x2 is 8 by 5, and the value of x3 equals to 0. Okay, so and the objective function is 141 by 5. So this was the first part. Now we need to discuss about the second part. What was asked in the second part? You can see when discuss the effect of changing the requirement vector from 5 by 2 to 7 by 2 on the optimization solution. Now we are going to change the value from 5 to 7. Okay, now what we need to do is that simply, because here what are the select variable? X4 and x5, isn't it? So here what we are going to do to solve this problem, here this is the matrix x4 and x5, 2 by 5, 1 by 5, 1 by 5, 2 by 5. This is the case how we are going to get the solution. Okay, so now what we are going to change is that we are going to change the value of the right hand side of the constant. So how to get this value? So find this. We calculate B inverse B. This is B inverse. I have indicated 2 by 5 minus 1 by 5, 1 by 5, 2 by 5. Now we have changes B to 7 and 2. So here we are getting the solution to x2 equals to 12 by 5 and x1 equals to 11 by 5. And you can see that these values are positive. So we have achieved the optimal solution. x1 equals to 11 by 5 and x2 equals to 12 by 5 and x3 equals to 0. And by putting the value of x1, x2 and x3 in the objective function, we can find the value of z. So this is how we can find the value of the optimal solution after changing the parameter in the right hand side of the constraint. Just find b inverse b. You can see here we are getting a value positive. Suppose one of the value or both the value were negative, then the solution becomes infeasible. Then we need to apply dual simplex method, as we are going to attempt in the next part. So let me move ahead to the next part. So discuss the effect of change of the requirement from 5 by 2 to 3 by 9. Now they have changes 5 by 2 to 3 by 9. So let me see what changes is going to occur. So here we are doing this. So new solution will be b inverse b again, 2 by 5 minus 1 by 5, 1 by 5, 2 by 5, 3, 9. So we are getting minus 3 by 5 and 21 by 5. So there is a problem in this. This solution is optimal but infeasible because the value of x2 is minus 3 by 5. So now to get the optimal solution, optimal feasible solution, what we need to do is that we have to use the dual simplex method. So now we are going to remove the infeasibility using dual simplex method. So let us do this. So this is the original matrix, x2 the coefficient of x2 x5, 12 and 5, and rest of the things are same. Okay, and the value have changes to minus 3 by 5 and 21 by 5. So just do it, apply dual simplex method. So this is our outgoing variable. Okay, so x2 is outgoing variable, right? Now check all the values, negative values only. Is there any negative value? Yes, we have minus 1 by 5 and minus 1 by 5. Okay, now we have to calculate the ratio to this, and we have to select. So after selecting, we are going to get the value minus 3 by 5. Okay, just try to solve this problem using dual simplex method. Here the values are positive, x3 0 3 and x1 equals to 0, and we have achieved the maximum value. So this is the solution, x1 equals to 0, x2 equals to 0 and x3 equals to 3, and the value of the objective function is 12. So this is how we can achieve the optimal solution when the parameter in the right hand side of the constraint changes to new value. Okay, so let me move to the question. So which ratio should be increased and how much to achieve the base marginal increase in the value of the objective function? This is the last part of this question. So let me discuss this question. Right, so this is the objective function 5y1 plus 2y1, right? So y1 equals to 29 by 5 and y2 equals to 2 by 5. So the first resource should be increased at each end. So let me show you how to do it. Calculate the value of x2 and x1, b1 to b, right, in the similar manner. You can find like calculate b inverse b, 2 by 5 minus. So let's say we are going to increase 5 by delta, first by delta, 5 plus delta and 2. So we have got the value and we know that for to become the optimal feasible, this value should be positive. So after getting this x1 x2 0 and delta 0, first resource can be increased indefinitely, meaning because 8 plus delta should be greater than equals to 0, so we can increase the value of delta to infinity. There is no restriction. Okay, the similar manner, right? And for the decrement part, you can write 5 into 2 minus delta. So this is how we have solved first cases. So let me once define how we have done this. So basically this was our problem. What we have done, first we have find the optimal solution, right? And after finding the optimal solution, what we have done, we have to see which are the slack variable. Here x4 and x5 are the various variables, so find b inverse. So we have find b inverse. Now we can easily find x2. If these values are b inverse b, if these values are positive, then this is optimal and feasible, and we don't have to worry, this is our final optimal solution. But if any one of the value is negative, then the solution become infeasible. Now we have to remove the infeasibility using dual simplex method. Okay, that I have discussed today. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Okay, so what we are going to do in the next lecture, I am going to give you some example, and I will discuss new cases which you should be taken care of. Okay, so this was for today. Thank you so much.